If you own a home in Madison County, Kentucky, and you are considering selling right now, there's one number floating around that you really need to know about, and it could cost you so much money. So there's people out there that keep quoting the median sold price, $324,900. But for a lot of you watching, that number is not going to apply to you. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you should know exactly what your home would be worth. And it's probably not what the headline says. Hello again, everybody. My name is Devin Todd Asbill, and I'm a local agent here with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Foster Realtors. And this is your July 2026 Madison County monthly market update. So every single number located within this video has come directly out of our local MLS. 152 closed homes. Richmond, Berea, Waco, you name it. So let's get into it. Here's the top line for the month of July. All in all, we closed 152 homes. And again, the median sold price came in around $324,900. The median sold price per square foot, about $178 and some change. Homes took a median 26 days to sell, even though the average was up around 48. But I'll explain that gap here in just a minute. As a whole, sellers got 94.7% of their original asking price. Now, on the surface, that's a really strong, healthy market. But the averages tend to hide things. And this month, the average hides the single most important thing that a seller really needs to understand. So here's what's really going on. Out of those 152 sales, 36 were brand new construction homes, and only 116 were resale. So that's regular homeowners that are selling a home that they've already lived in. These two groups are living in completely different markets. The builders, the new construction, sold at a median price of $359,200. But here's the kicker. They held 98.9% of their original asking price, almost the entire number, and more than 2 out of 3 new homes, 69%, sold at or above asking price. Now let's go back to the resale homes, a median of around $310,000. They held 93.3% of their original asking price. Only about 1 in 3 resale sellers, 34%, got list price or better. So think about this. If you own a home that's going to be a resale, a home that's 10, 20, maybe even 30 years old, and you look up the county median and you see 325,000, you might think, great, that's my starting point. But y'all have to understand that that median number is being pulled up strongly by builders who are selling at way higher price points and a lot higher price per square foot. New construction this month, $209 per square foot. Resale, $168 per square foot. So if you think that you want to compare your resale home to a new construction home and you bleed it in with that median, you're already setting yourself up for failure by overpricing it. And let's be honest, it's just going to sit. So you have to understand the right comp for your home is going to be another resale home, ones that are actually like yours, not the shiny brand new one 2 streets over. That right there is probably the most important portion of my video. But here's the second strongest part of my story, and it explains a lot of the strength that we're seeing. More than a third of July's buyers, 36.8%, came from outside of Madison County, and nearly 1 in 5, 17.8%, came from out of the state of Kentucky entirely. We're still very much a landing spot. People are leaving the Lexington metro area looking for more house with more money. And folks are coming in from out of state with equity just lining their pockets. So that's going to show up in the cash numbers, but we'll get to that in a minute. A lot of this migration is landing in the new subdivisions around the north and the eastern side of Richmond. Places like Crutcher Pike, Carriage Place, Ashwood, Shiloh Cove. But let's zoom into Berea. 33 closed sales in the month of July, a median sold price of $254,900, selling in a median of around 22-ish days. So Berea is a little bit more balanced than Richmond right now, and there's about 3-ish months of inventory compared to Richmond, which is holding about 2 months. So if you're a buyer, Berea is going to give you a little bit more breathing room. So the top sale this month in Berea was 119 Holly Hill Drive, a humongous brick ranch on a basement, almost 3,900 square feet, renovated with a walkout basement and a wet bar. Less than a mile from Berea College, it closed at $457,000. But Richmond, of course, is our engine. 115 out of the 152 sales. A median sold price of $339,900. 26 days on the market roughly. But Richmond is also where a lot of that new construction is coming from. So it's really going to be the clearest place to see that resale versus new construction comparison split that we just talked about. Now, Richmond resale sat at a median of 328,700. New construction, on the other hand, in Richmond, 368,500. So let me walk you through some of the homes that sold this month. Our top sale countywide, 3032 Trophy Lane in Lake Ridge Estates. Over 6,000 square feet, closed at $920,000. On the other end, 125 East Walnut Street in downtown Richmond, closed at just $114,500. It's a fixer, but here's what caught my eye. It's got a 1,400 square foot garage workshop out back. Somebody got a good project, but with a serious shop. Now, the fastest sale of the month, 131 Shady Oaks Drive, sold 0 days on the market, and it sold for more than asking price. An updated ranch with a flat acre, with a little finished cabin in the backyard, heated and cooled, which was, a little hangout. So when a home is priced right and it shows well, this is what happens. Now, the one with the longest road to the closing table, 505 Ellie Way over in Argyle Woods, 343 days on the market. But it got it done. Now, my favorite part, the pure cool factor, 354 Helton Lane, 2 homes over 10 acres, sold together for $815,000. The second home is attached to a 1,600 square foot garage, perfectly framed for a car lift. So if you're a car person or you wanted to shop, this one was the one for you. And one more, the strange one, 201 Overlook Trail, a gated ranch on 12 acres, originally listed at $1.95 million. Then it was repriced all the way down to $829,000, and it finally closed at $804,000. I'm calling that out on purpose because that kind of over dramatic pricing is exactly what we talked about earlier. Price to the market, not a dream. Now let's talk about who's buying. Just under half of July's buyers, 47%, used conventional financing. But let's look at cash. 24% of all of these sales were cash, nearly a quarter. So that really kind of ties back to the migration story I was just rambling on about. Buyers are bringing equity from elsewhere. Now, FHA, we had 16%, VA about 9%, and the rest was other. So almost a quarter of the buyers, about 25%, were first-time home buyers. So there's still a real entry-level push in this market. And in about 28% of these closings, sellers paid at least some of the closing costs on the buyer's behalf. So those concessions still are on the table, but they're not universal. So where does that lead us into the back half of the year? Right now, we've got 338 active listings here in Madison County, Kentucky, but almost 152 sales. That's about 2.2 months of supply. Now, Richmond's a little tighter at 2 months, and Berea is leaning more towards 3. But if you look at a market that the inventory is lasting under 6 months, believe it or not, it's still considered a seller's market. And y'all better believe the pipeline is still healthy. We've got about 164 homes pending or contingent right now. So I really think that August and September are really just going to keep on moving. So here's what I want you to walk away with, if nothing else. If you are a seller, and especially if you own a resale home, do not price your home based off of any median statistic. Price it based off of homes that are actually like yours. It's been shown and proven time and time again that the market will reward correct pricing, and it's always going to punish wishful pricing. July proved it. Now, if you're a buyer, you have real inventory to work with, more than 2 months of it. And if you're in Berea, you have even more. You don't have to panic buy, but you better believe that the well-priced homes are still going to go fast, some in 0 days. So you have to be sure to be ready whenever the right home for you hits the market. So if you want to know what your home would sell for in this market, whether it be resale or new construction, reach out and I will run actual true comps. No pressure, and as always, no obligation. You can call or text me anytime at 859-200-6513 or head to my website toddky.com and hit the Contact Me tab. Again, I'm Devin Todd Asbill with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Foster Realtors, and I will see y'all next month.